Shadows bleed through the cracks of a crumbling throne. I call my name in the mirror of every bone. I put for my sins in a dialect stone. The darkness senses my call, it answers alone. Blood on the altar, the ritual has been sown. I am the plague that was planted before you were grown. Every empire attached has been raised to the bone. The void kneels before me, I've claimed it as home. Razor wire tongues, slice of silence in the screams. Stitching elements in the fabric, unraveling your seams. I walk through infernos, collecting dying gleams. Reality corrodes wherever my shadow screams. What's salvation in your prayers, no mercy in your dreams. The architecture of your ruin is sharper than it seems. I was sharpening my cooties before the word of themes. I am the violence underneath of violent things. Velocity of venom in the vessels of my verse. Every syllable is scalpel, every second makes it worse. I devoured every devil and I swallowed every curse. Chant the poison of 1,000 words to quench an endless thirst. My existence to the end, written into the universe. I dismember every meaning and I scatter the dispersed. From the ashes of the gods I built a kingdom I rehearsed. I am the last damn word, the final and the first. Teeth of obsidian grinding through the century. My malevolent surgical, deliberate, literary. I execute my enemies with absolute dexterity. Every thought I've ever silenced was a necessary entry. The car photography, your carnage is my only inventory. Smoking mirror mark the borders of my territory. No eulogy, no witness, no memorial, no memory. Only silence where a civilization used to be. Lightning in my lungs and thunder in my fingertips. I baptize entire bloodlines so the pockets still lift eclipse. The elegance of vulnerables like venom off my lips. Every kingdom that I burn still burns in my crypts. Faster than the fracture of a world as it flips. I am the axis of the darkness as it rips. Cold precision and the violence of my iron grip. The noose of my ambition never loosens, never slips. Horror scene, the silence, fiction screaming left behind. I am the absolute infection of the absolute mind. Every labyrinth I've entered I have left redesigned with the architectural destruction of the sinister kind. I was born without a leash, without a limit, unconfined. The mirror of the universe was shattered every mind. Into weapons, into weapons, into weapons realigned. And every soul that faced me left their sanity resigned. Syllables like scalpel cadence, cold as iron. Or 7 seconds in my presence and your mind becomes a soul. I have fractured every silence that the universe has sown. I've been building this cathedral out of crystallized bone. Every emperor that ever lived is bow before my throne. Every wound I've ever opened I have left it alone. Elegant and merciless and absolutely alone. I am the last predator the cosmos has ever known. Precision in the cruelty, geometry and pain. Every syllable I sharpen is a hurricane of rain. I consume the light of 17 dead ceilings to maintain the cold velocity of darkness running through my vein. There is no antidote, no altar, no refrain. Every memory of mercy I turn to Cain. The mathematics of my malice is relentlessly sustained. I am the violence couldn't contain. Detonating syllables at the speed of breaking bone. Harvesting the frequency of every dying moan. I have walked through every wish and I have called my own. Built a throne of contradiction in the language made of stone. No forgiveness in the firm way, no mercy in the tone. Every enemy I've silenced and silencing gone. I am centuries of cruelty in a singular zone. The darkness that I carry is a darkness of my own. Knives inside the cadence, ice inside the breath. I am the choreography, the elegance goes death. Measured in the momentum of a calculated depth. Every line I've ever been steals another breath. From the mirror of the midnight to the architecture of the theft. I've been weaponizing wisdom since the universe was left with nothing but the violence and the cool of what is left. I am everything remaining after everything's left. Absolute annihilation in the accent in my flow. I have burned through every scene and every empire tried to show. The velocity of malice is the only thing I know. I was born inside the blizzard, I was raised to overthrow. I devour contradictions as I move through undertow. Every god I've ever challenged crumbled. I song.
Monica drum setter.
Shadows bleed through the cracks of a crumbling throne. I call my name in the mirror of every bone. Sharpens just by my sins and the dialect is gone. The darkness answers my call, it answers alone. Blood on the altar, the ritual have the stone. I am the plague that was planted before you were grown. Every empire I've touched has been raised to the bone. The void kneels before me, I've claimed it as home. Raise away your tongue, place the silence in the scream. Stitching that in the fabric and reveling your seams. I walk through infernos, collecting dying gleams. Reality corrodes wherever my shadow screams. No salvation in your prayers, no mercy in your dreams. The architecture of your ruin is sharper than it seems. I've been sharpening my cruelties before the word of themes. And the violence underneath the violent things. The velocity of venom in the vessels of my verse. Every syllable is scalpel, every second makes it worse. I devoured every devil and I swallowed every curse. Can't the poison of 1,000 words to question endless thirst. My existence is getting it written into the universe. I dismember every meaning and I'm scattered it dispersed. From the ashes of the gods I built a kingdom I rehearsed. I am the last game word, the final and the first. Teeth of obsidian grinding through the century. My 11's a surgical, deliberate, literary. I execute my enemies with absolute dexterity. Every thought I've ever silenced was a necessary entry. The cards I repeat your carnage is my only inventory. Smoke and mirror mark the borders in my territory. No eulogy, no witness, no memorial, no memory. Only silence where a civilization used to be. Lightning in my lungs and thunder in my fingertips. I baptize entire bloodlines with the pockets at the clips. The elegance of ruin rolls like venom off my lips. Every kingdom that I burn still burns in my crypts. Faster than the fracture of a world as it flips. I'm the axis of the darkness as it rips. Cold precision in the violence of my iron grip. The noose of my ambition never loosens, never slips. Harvesting the silence that you scream and left behind. I am the absolute infection of the absolute mind. Every labyrinth I've entered I have left redesigned with the architecture of destruction of a sinister kind. I was born without a leash, without a limit, unconfined. The mirror of the universe was shattered and remind. Into weapons, into weapons, into weapons. Realigned in every soul that face me, let sanity resign. Syllables like scoundrels, gain is core design or 7 seconds in my presence and your mind becomes a soul. I have fractured every silence that the universe has sown. I've been building this cathedral out of crystallized bone. Every emperor that ever lived is bow before my my throne. Every wound I've ever opened I have left alone. Elegant and merciless and absolutely alone. I am the last predator the cosmos has ever known. Precision in the cruelty, geometry and pain. Every syllable I sharpen is a hurricane of rain. I consume the light of 17 dead suns to maintain the cruel velocity of darkness running through my vein. There is no antidote, no altar, no refrain. Every memory of mercy I have turned to Cain. The mathematics of my malice is relentless to sustain. I am the violence couldn't contain. Detonating syllables at the speed of breaking bone. Harvesting the frequency of every dying moan. I have walked through every wasteland I have called my own. Built a throne of contradiction in a language made of stone. No forgiveness in the firm where no mercy in the tone. Every enemy I've silenced has been silenced and gone. I am centuries of cruelty in a singular zone. The darkness that I carry is a darkness of my own. Not just are the greatest, I exist are the best. I am the choreography, the elegance goes depth. Measured in the momentum of a calculated depth. Every line I've ever written steals another breath. From the mirror with the midnight to the architecture of left. I've been weaponizing wisdom since the universe was left. With nothing but the violence and the code of what is cleft. I am everything remaining after everything is left. Absolute annihilation in the accent in my flow. I have burned through every ceiling, every empire tried to show. Velocity and malice is the only thing I know. I was born inside the blizzard, I was raised to overthrow. I devour contradictions as I move through undertow. Every god I've ever challenged crumbled, I
Monica drum setter. Monica drum setter. Monica drum setter. Drum setter. Drum setter.
Shadows bleed through the cracks of a crumbling throne. I call my name in the mirror of every bone. Dripping strip of my sins in the dialect of stone. The darkness enters my call, it enters alone. Blood on the altar, the ritual has the stone. I am the flag of the planted before you were grown. Every empire I touched has been raised to the bone. The void kneels before me, I claimed it as home. Raise away your tongue, trust the silence in the screams. Stitching knives in the fabric and revel in your scenes. I walk through a hurdle, collecting dying dreams. Reality corrodes wherever my shadow screams. No salvation in your prayers, no mercy in your dreams. The architecture of your ruin is sharper than it seems. I've been sharpening my cruelties before the word of themes. And the violence underneath the violent things. The velocity of venom in the vessels in my verse. Every syllable is capital, every second makes it worse. I devoured every devil and I swallowed every curse. Get the poison of an ounce, what's the question? And it's thirst. My existence is written into the universe. I dismember every meaning that I've started that is first. From the ashes of the gods, I built a kingdom. I rehearsed that in the last game. Weren't final in the first. Seized to the city and grinded through the century. My malevolence is surgical, deliberate, literary. I execute my enemies with absolute dexterity. Every thought I've ever silenced was a necessary entry. The cards I repeat, carnage is my only inventory. Smoking mirror mark the borders in my territory. No eulogy, no witness, no memorial, no memory. Only silence for a civilization. Use the lighting in my lungs. It's thunder in my fingertips. I baptize entire bloodlines with the pockets of the clips. Get elegance of ruin rolls like venom off my lips. Every kingdom that I burn still burns in my crypts. passion and the language me the stone. Lost the